Marco and Brian today. They're letting me roll with them. We're going to go out and pick up somebody who I think is got charges of human trafficking. We earlier had an op that swept up somebody who was wanted for murder. So appreciate the good work that they do every day, and we appreciate them working to make America safe.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be provided are greater than the legal services of other lawyers. I'm Harry Still. I'm an attorney at law in Daphne, Alabama. You found the Heart of Dixie podcast. My co-host is Brandon Mosley, reporter and content manager at the Alabama Gazette. How are you today, Brandon?
I'm doing fine, Harry. How are you?
It's a little cold, but
yeah, it's 21 degrees here.
Braving the weather this morning. We have a special guest, Representative Patrick Sellers, House District 57, Democrat from Birmingham. How are you this morning?
Doing great. Staying warm.
So you're my first Democrat that we've had on the podcast. So this is going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. So this is the lowest quality image. Everybody that comes on this podcast, I say, look, y'all got to fix this map where I can zoom in on it. Okay. So anyway, is that 57 here?
Yes, that's 57.
And so where's Bessemer? Okay, there's so you got
Bessemer's
Bessemer?
56. No, Bessemer's 56.
So what's your big town?
I have Pleasant Grove, Hueytown, Midfield, the city of Brighton, southwest side of the city of Birmingham. Just a little piece on the south side.
So I lived on Beacon Parkway for a long time up in those condos up there on Red Mountain. So I'm familiar. This is off Ballatina, and it talks about your committee assignments. Tell us a little bit. It says you have a doctorate in theology and religion.
Yes, I pastor the Mount Zion Baptist Church in southwest side of Birmingham.
Well, in all your pictures, you look very dapper, and it was a coin toss. I was either he's a lawyer or a preacher, 50-50. So tell me about your committee assignments and what's just whichever one of your committees is actively engaged in something that our readers might find interesting right now.
I don't have any of the hot button committees. Commerce and Small Business, Insurance Committee. The Insurance Committee was a little busy last year with Alpha coming on board with their health plan. So that was an interesting run. Of course, our Jefferson County local delegation, as well as also sit on the local legislation committee, which for districts that don't have a delegation, then we take up all the local legislation within that committee.
I got you. I had some questions about that because typically the rule is if everyone nested in that local legislation gives a thumbs up, everybody else just lets it whiz through, right?
Yes, correct.
Right. So, hey man, so Saban is up at the State House trying to get money for the Saban Institute. Is that right, Brandon?
I think he's promoting his work with kids. I wasn't sure. Representative Sellers, why exactly was Saban at the State House? Everybody has pictures with it.
Promoting his work with kids and with his work in the educational space. Of course, Ms. Terry is a educator and trying to help as much as possible with those needs within the educational realm.
All right, so let's get to the good one. House Bill 72 is yours. Look, man, I come from the school of I'm an attorney, and all this invasive stuff into people's lives. We're kind of getting into parenting and all this. Now, I understand we don't want children subject to chemical endangerment, and we already have a law like that. So just tell me how this bill came to be. Is this something that did you find this legislation in another state, or is this grassroots? Kind of give us a feel for it.
Well, as I continue to visit all of my schools within my district and abroad, I kept getting the concern from educators about, you know, hey, we got a problem. We have an issue. Kids are coming to school that smell like marijuana. If you stand on the car line, you get a contact. And I didn't know. I was just really kind of dumbfounded. Like, I really didn't know. And so they kept saying, hey, y'all got to do something. Y'all got to do something. Y'all got to do something about this. And so, of course, we already know that marijuana is illegal in the state. So there's already penalties in place. The only thing that's added, that this bill will add, is an educational piece to that says that's being developed by, that will be developed by the Alabama Department of Health.
Okay. So when I was a little kid, the guy from the gas department came around to the school, and they had a little piece of paper, and it was a scratch and sniff. And they said, little kids, y'all smell this, and you need to go tell your mama there's a gas leak. My mother was an educator for 30 years. Brandon's mother was an educator for 50 years. And neither one of those women knows what the hell marijuana smells like. So is there a penalty for someone who has a duty under this law to report? Anyway, I see cascading problems with it from an enforcement standpoint. I understand what you're trying to do, and I don't want people riding around smoking pot with their kids in the car either. Number one, it's already illegal to smoke pot in the car, but this bill would require people in positions of authority that have reporting responsibilities to contact DHR. Well, they already have that responsibility. Okay. School as well as daycares are mandatory reporters. They already have that responsibility that they are supposed to be reporting when kids come in and they're high or have that gross smell. They already do that with smells, right? And with looks and appearances, and attitudes and characteristics that resemble around something that has been influenced by a substance. So, Ms. Gavan,
what are the penalties if a reporter non-reports in the bill?
It didn't address that because they're supposed to be mandatory reporters already, but it didn't address that. So I agree that there may be some some work that needs to be done going forward on this particular bill, but it does raise the awareness that we have a problem within our communities, and we need to figure out how can we address it better. Okay, so if I could make a small point, Brandon, this is what the Democratic Party typically does. They're a, my problem is when people on the Republican side becomes there ought to be a law Republicans.
No, actually, most of the Republicans backed Patrick, and I think 2 Democrats voted against.
Yes. My point exactly.
Of course, he voted for it, but then the rest of them sat it out.
My point exactly, Brandon. There ought to be a law. It's more of a Republican type law as I see it. It's so that support swing doesn't, and Ms. Gavan here says this is going to result in more black folks getting stopped by law enforcement, which, okay. You get stopped by law enforcement already. Yeah, women, it's already a penalty. Harry Steele, everybody that's black in Alabama, Brandon Mosley, we all get stopped all the time. It doesn't really matter anymore. I can promise you that. So Alabama House.
Yeah, I got stopped for doing 22 and a 30.
he was holding up traffic. His damn rim was about to come off, his tires wobbling, and the cops are harassing him about it. So anyway, I don't know if you're familiar with the Georgia case from 1977 that said killing somebody for rape is cruel and unusual punishment. But hey, Matt Simpson needs a headline, so by God, let's go waste a bunch of money defending this law. I mean, from a legal perspective, he's a lawyer. He knows this. Yes. This is grandstanding. This is bull. There ain't no way we're going to start electrocuting people again for rape. Give me, you, and Brandon Mosley a baseball. I mean, if we really want to do what we want to do to these people, let's go back to the gladiator games and let lions eat them while we watch. I mean,
that probably would be an 8th Amendment violation.
Maybe, but hey, it's Alabama, man. Cruel and unusual. go to any prison in Alabama and watch for 10 minutes. Anyway, let's talk about this one. The modernization of Alabama's custody laws. Have you seen this legislation, Representative?
Is that the same? Is it the same one that he's been doing?
Yes, sir.
So I have he has modernized the custody laws, but I have one HB 19 that we're trying to work through the process that will extend the parenting time for the non-custodial parent. He is actually, I think, puts more language of 50-50 sharing of time.
Well, I do a lot of
that's
family
been
law.
That's been Pascal's deal since before he got in the legislature. He believes that the de facto standard, when both parents are fit, is joint custody.
Yeah,
and that should be the position that we all start from, not who can tear the other person down the worst in front of the family court.
4 days a month.
And let me tell you what I say to my clients all the time, and I hate that I'm letting this out. I want a judge to say it to them, right? So they're sitting up on their stand, they're just dogging their ex and all this, and I look at them and I say, well, I'm not the one that married the son of a bitch and had 7 kids with him. You are. The more you get up here and talk about what a POS he is, it doesn't reflect well on you. So anyway, I would like for that to be the standard in Alabama, and I'll guarantee you a lot of practitioners would. The practitioners who aren't into grandstanding and don't have like bloody whoever blank, he's known for going and talking to your high school boyfriend and getting all kinds of dirty stuff. So anyway, yes, I believe that would be a good thing for the state of Alabama. So again, the Democratic Party is such a husk of itself that 80-year-old retired ag commissioners who got their ass whooped are reconstituting their political careers. Now, instead of there being a 25-year-old black guy running, there's an 85-year-old white Republican who, Ron's a nice guy, but he's spent. He's done.
Well, he would be younger than Kay Ivey if he's elected. So,
yes.
Kay did raise the standard on the age limit. Senior citizens may not be judges. Oh yeah, they can be. They can be governor.
Right. So, public hearing held on allowing Alabama pharmacists to dispense ivermectin. Ooh, that's right. I tell you what, in a state with all these problems, that should be at the forefront, right? Brandon, can't we go get horse paste from Tractor Supply, boil that stuff off of it? I don't know exactly how the chemistry.
I was buying when my granddaddy had cows. I was buying ivermectin from the farm supply store in the 80s. We hit the cows with it. We did the injections in the neck. With Alabama, with our client, climate and the worm issues out there in the pasture, 2 times a year.
So not any more dangerous than what? Tylenol, probably.
I'm not sure.
It's not like
I don't know if I want to go that far.
It's not like we're turning loose a drug that people are going to abuse. There's no psychoactive effect or anything like that.
Yeah, no, there are cats who don't read the label. If you actually do the dosage requirements, there's always a reaction, I guess, 1 out of 1,000 people. But yeah, if you do too much ivermectin, it could send you the virtue rate.
So don't take the dosage on the bottle for a 7,000 pound.
Yeah, if you're a 90-pound girl, don't take the dosage for Brandon.
That's good advice. So Trump endorses Tommy Tuberville for governor. The coach will never let us down.
Did he
Yeah.
really have a choice? I mean, you saw the other two Republicans who ran in. We
I-
interviewed Tim McPeters.
I don't know, but this is on. Is that who is the opponent that raised his eligibility? This is all over CNN yesterday,
It was Ken McPeters who challenged his eligibility.
and we've talked to Ken. He's all right.
Yeah, we've interviewed Ken before.
He's a reasonable man. So
I thought it was two of them now. It seemed like I saw two of them.
is
Yeah,
Dean
there's a guy who's nicknamed Alabama. It's like, I wish I had it in front of me. It's like Alabama Skurzak or something. I need to hear him pronounce it for me to figure out how it's pronounced. He just qualified like on the Thursday before. I have never met him. I've not talked to anybody who has met him to this point. We'll try to get him on a podcast at some point in the future.
again in a state with y'all ever seen Mad Max Thunderdome? That's what home and prison's like, and but we're advancing a bill. We're very optimistic that we're going to be able to rename officially the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. What in the hell, guys? Seriously?
That passed out of the House last year.
Yeah.
And in the train wreck that was the end of the session in the Senate, apparently it ran into trouble in committee, and so it never got to the floor. So hopefully we can, the Alabama maps will match the federal maps until the next president comes in and changes it again.
And I can tell you, as somebody from down on the coast, we don't care what you call it. Just don't call it the ocean. It's the Gulf. It's not the ocean. We didn't go to the ocean this weekend.
But to the Gulf.
That's right. We don't care what you call the Gulf. So Katie Britt has turned philanthropist out of necessity. Brandon, would you like to tee this one up? Do you know about this?
I'm friends with Wesley and I'm friends with Katie. The two of them need to talk more. I'm not sure what's going on there because, he's doing all kinds of cool stock trades and she's supposed to report it. Some of this has been unreported for like over a year, and apparently she didn't get the memo or the email.
Well, you're
And
tap
so she
dancing
didn't
on a
fill out her
landmine.
reporting.
Well, you're tap dancing on a landmine, being a senator and an attorney, and your husband being a lobbyist for Alabama Power Company.
I mean, I don't know about her retirement, but Merrill Lynch sends me an end-of-year statement with every transaction I did, and you can just hand that off to the accountant.
Yeah.
And then they can do the stuff for you. You don't have to memorize it all.
I'll assure you, if Harry had done something like this, they wouldn't let me donate the money. They would be, I would be sitting on the, in jail over in federal court until I was given a hearing and so forth and so on. And anyway, maybe it's not a big deal, but I thought reporting of all these transactions was like, wasn't it the Newt Gingrich and the contract with America and all that shit in 1994 when all this stuff was, when they laid down the law? And of course, we're not going to talk about our future governor's increase in wealth since he's been up there. But of course, all he did was, invest in the military industrial complex companies that were here in Alabama. So that's all good. No inside
Everville's just a
information.
really smart, very active stock trader. And Katie is in her first term, so you're allowed to make a few mistakes the first time you're there. So
Okay.
we'll get it figured out eventually.
But anyway, I enjoyed the philanthropy part of the story. That was pretty good. So do y'all know that the Board of Education has a problem with the Bessemer School Board's meeting in secret or whatever this? Do you know about this story, Brandon?
Wow.
They've had issues with Bessemer. This goes back years. Bessemer School Board, I think they like to go meet at the Waffle House or churches or someplace, and they have meetings that aren't meetings with whomever happens to be there.
Are you talking about like Fairhope?
And then they come to the school board and then they pass something that they've never discussed before, supposedly. And this is not the first time they've been reamed with this, and this is not the same board member. I've done 2 or 3 of these stories over the last decade. Bessemer, the deal with 3 guys on the school board cannot be in a room talking business. That's just a rule.
Yeah, if there's a quorum
The
present,
council,
they
the
can't
county
talk
commission
business.
can't do that.
Right. It's
But they do.
Open Records Act or the Sunshine Laws. I want to say we passed, it was 2006 and amended in 2011. I want to say the Open Meetings Act and the Open Records Act or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, Representative Sellers probably knows more about this than I do from
know.
reporting. But
That's
if
invest-
2 county commissioners or school board members in a restaurant, hey, they're just friends. If there's 3, now we have the illegal meeting.
That's a meeting.
Yep. Anyway,
Yeah.
Fairhope used to have their real city council meetings at Sherry's Irish Pub, and then go vote, and then come back have the after party. So here's a little nugget: more straight dope from the Yellowhammer News. Anyway, talk about a proper. I'm sure that from the Democrat side, you guys see that and go, man, this is they just place articles for people. I mean, this is anyway. I don't know how they call it the Yellowhammer News, but okay. The debate to legalize gaming in Alabama won't go away until lawmakers pass a bill, the governor signs it, and voters across the state approve it for a final structure to legalize the legal economy for new state ventures such as lottery, online sports betting, casino gaming, and beyond. This will not go away until the Porch Creek Indians have a monopoly here in the state.
I thought they already do.
Well,
They want a bigger monopoly.
We want to put every. So look, when you go up Walker County, I can't remember that road, but when I was running for AG, I had to go way up there to that damn.
Was it 22 or 78? Highway
It
78.
was 78. So anyway,
Yeah, the old Highway 78.
about every third building is a brand new metal building that says bingo on it.
Yep.
And they got a bunch of one-armed bandits in the back, but they only got 2 here and 2 here and 2 here because if you have 3, it's a felony. 2 is a misdemeanor. So anyway, they want the state troopers to go in there and bust every one of those up, and they want you to have to get in your car and drive to one of their casinos to gamble. And we don't even need to start talking about what's going on with the university, Auburn, image. What is that called? Image, name, and not likeness, NIL, and
it's name, image,
and likeness. And
we were told that the cool athlete who plays on the field, the university was unfairly making money off of him because they were selling his jersey in the bookstore. So why can't he sell them out of the back of the car? And we're like, why not? We had a bunch of litigation, and then let's just do that and allow that. And, we just got steamrolled. There's I think Auburn spent $23 million and didn't get to go to a bowl last year.
Okay, but my point is, if a kid showed up with a Ferrari prior to NIL, we would know that he got paid on whatever this gambling app was to fall down on the 20-yard line with the ball, and his uncle made $20 million, and that's how he got the Ferrari. Okay, this inexplicable wealth of all these kids, that's out the window. So how do you know if they're gaming? I guess we, let Christy Nome onto their phone to see what they're doing all the time. I don't know how you control it.
The FBI has charged even some NBA players with fixing games. We're not necessarily fixing the game, but I don't gamble. I mean, to me, I'm not smart. I know I'm not smart enough to do this, but people that think they are, they bet on how much points the number 6 player on an NBA team, they set it over and under. Hey, he averages 10 points a night. The over-under on this is 11. So I can bet he's going to have a big night, and I'm betting over. I can also bet the under, say, hey, he's going to have a bad night, and he's only going to score 9. Well, some of the NBA players and their little gambling buddies figured out, hey, why don't we bet the under, and I'll, pull a hammy and come out of the third quarter with only 8 points, and boom, we'll get a payday from it. And this has happened both in the NBA, where they're making so much money, I know their 200,000 matters, and in college, where those guys, are now making hundreds of thousands.
At our land grant universities, by the way.
Yes.
Sticking on the sports theme, Tuscaloosa County Circuit Judge Roberts recuses himself in the lawsuit against the NCAA. I didn't know that judges knew what a recusal was in Alabama. So as a practitioner, I'm tickled.
The NCAA called the judge on it. He did not graduate from the University of Alabama or the University of Alabama School of Law. He went to Cumberland. But a AL.com reporter uncovered that, but he's donated $150,000 to Tide Pride.
Wow.
He
Oh, wow.
He might have a little
that
conflict.
would make him technically a booster.
Yeah.
So then the NCAA said, dude, you need to recuse. And so he did. But with Bediaco, he played for Alabama for, I think, 2 years. And then he went to the NBA draft. And then he went undrafted. But he did sign a deal with an NBA team to play for their affiliate in the G League. And he played for 3 years in the G League and never got called up to the big time. And so he said, well, I still have a year of eligibility. So he suited up for the Tide with his judge, giving a temporary restraining order from the NCAA enforcing their rules saying you can't do this.
The 29-year-old freshman how old is the guy? I mean, seriously, how old's the guy? Do you know?
I think he's only like 23 or 24.
Okay.
I think he's within his 5-year window.
All right. Well,
He's not way old, but.
Okay, so you remember the hot criminal that I highlighted up in Cullman? Well, thank God she has a OnlyFans page now, so none of us have to wonder anymore. Her stage name is Red Obsession. And anyway, she was accused of being a drug kingpin out of her selling drugs or whatever out of her hair salon in Cullman. So anyway, some people know how to turn lemon into lemonade.
These weird cases with drugs happen in Cullman County. Remember, they had the Hansville Police Department? They were all, one of them died of a drug overdose in the station.
Oh man, that was all a big mistake. He thought he was putting creamer in his coffee.
They raided the evidence locker, if I remember correctly. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So again, looking good, man. I like it. So tell us more about this session. Is it really lame duck? I mean, is everybody just? And by the way, do you have an opponent?
I have 2 opponents.
Oh, really? Okay, good. Any Republicans?
No Republican opponent.
And
2 Democrats.
Anybody that we know? I mean, former school board member,
No.
or state rep, or anything? Okay, good.
None of that.
Well, good.
None
So
of
it
that.
sounds like you're pretty safe, and you're proposing local legislation at the grassroots level. So,
We're trying.
anything else you want to tell us about? I have been in the State House many times, and so has Brandon. Are you in an office suite where you share office space with a couple other reps?
Yeah, so it's me and Tillman and Datcher and Hendricks.
So we're in the new State House. Are y'all gonna get your own offices?
Yeah, we get on. Yeah,
I was hoping there'd been a little more privacy, because when I go to meet with people, they don't necessarily want people to know. It's convenient to meet with people in the State House as opposed to across the street at the coffee shop where nobody sees them. Yeah. All right. Well, hey man, it's been a pleasure. anything else you want to impart to our viewers? Most of them are Republicans, but hey, you never know who's going to watch.
Well, we keep fighting for the people of the state of Alabama, and we try to serve our district well. And so we'll keep fighting and pushing for families and children and the protection of them, and keep praying for us.
All right. Well, Brandon, how about next week? What you got going on in Monkey Town? Monkey business.
I talked with the Senate Majority Leader, Steve Livingston, and he said that they were going to get into some more controversial bills in the Senate. The House apparently doesn't care whether they get reelected or not, because they jump on all the controversial stuff first thing. The Senate's been doing local bills, confirmations, completely non-controversial, general pieces of legislation. The minutia. I think that I was told they weren't going to do anything controversial in the Senate until after Republican Democrat qualifying was over again. Once it was over, so they can't draw an opponent because they voted on something one way or another that might upset somebody. So I don't know why we even met this previous 2 weeks if the Senate was going to do next to nothing. But I've been promised they are going to do some heavy lifting. And Steve Livingston did tell me, although he claims he's not seen it, that there is the rumor of a gambling bill dropping. He did not tell me who is going to be the one to drop it, but I'm being told it's coming from the Senate. What have you heard, Representative Sellers?
I haven't heard anything. I'm waiting to hear and see what happens.
Well, I made it through an entire podcast, and I wrote on a piece of paper, he's a preacher, no cussing. That's another first, Brandon. All right. Well, we certainly appreciate your time, and we appreciate you braving the weather this morning. We will see you guys next week. Thank you so much, Representative.
All right. Take care.